Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and of course, Drew Nation. Let's get right into it. Parenting is at an all-time low. Adults are kids themselves and not even suitable to raise their children. Let's talk about it. Today, in today's world, we have adults acting more like kids. We have adults trying to keep up with teenagers and other kids. It's okay to dance, all right? We are a dancing people, okay? It's okay. It's okay to dance. It's okay to get your groove on, okay? We are a dancing people. But the thing is, you should not be in competition with kids. You should not be in competition with kids, and that's what I noticed today. A lot of adults are spending more time trying to keep up with their kids or other kids or younger people in general. I still got it. Yo, I'm sure you still do. Okay, I'm sure you still do. But adults are supposed to be adulting, and don't you think this is not by design? They want to keep a certain class of people acting like they're acting irresponsible and acting like children and buffooning around. All right. It's okay to get your dance on. It's okay to get your groove on. Everybody dances, okay? Everybody gets their little dance on and their little groove on and whatnot. Every group of people has their little parties and their little sessions of fun and music and all that stuff. But you're supposed to be, and I'm just using that as an example. I'm not coming at dancing or anything, all right? You're supposed to be wanting to be an adult. And when you are an adult, all right. And when you have children, you're supposed to be setting an example for your kids. When you are an adult, you are supposed to be setting an example for your kids. You have to teach your kids respect so they will be respectful. You wonder why your kids act crazy and they wild out. You're paying more attention to your phone than you are your children. Kids walking around, you looking at your phone, not even looking at them. You don't know how many you don't know how many kids I done walk by. I'm like, yo, somebody could snatch your child up. Somebody can grab your child up because you're too worried about living your best life and who's doing what and whoever you texting and trying to get your little freak on or whatever, that you're not paying attention to your daughter or your son. They running around acting crazy. And even if you are not on your phone or anything, you're not watching them at all. You're just letting them run around and act crazy and just getting all in the way. And understand kids will be kids, but you have to, as an adult and as a parent, you have to set some structure up for your child. You have a child, all right? You don't have no kids no more. You don't not have kids no more. You have children. You have to act a certain way, and you have to act in a way to where your kids are going to respect you. If you don't act in a way to where your kids are going to respect you, they're not going to listen to what you say. They're not going to care about what you say. Stop doing that. They're not going to listen to you. They don't take you seriously. You have to act in a way to where your children take you seriously. You have to pull them to the side and you have to talk to them and you have to deal with them in a way that they can understand. It's a child. It's not an adult. You got to meet them where they're at. Sometimes that means don't spare the rod. Sometimes that means talk to their nod. Sometimes you got to talk to them and you got to meet them where they're at. Sometimes you got to beat them where they're at. I'm not saying advising abuse or anything, but as far as the Bible says don't spare the rod. I'm not saying scar your kids for life, all right? But a good belt to the behind, never hurt or never disturbed anybody or never steered anybody the wrong way. And I'm not even saying that because it's none of my business because I don't have no kids. But it is my business when you are letting your kids just be disrespectful and not care about how other people are in public when your kids are around. I mean, not care how your kids are around other people in public. And it's like, the parent will not even be watching their kids. They just let their kids go off and be disrespectful. And it's like, you should be telling your child to move out of the way of an adult. As a grown person should not have, excuse me, little boy, excuse me, little girl. Nobody should have to do that. Excuse me, young man. Excuse me, young lady. Nobody should have to do that. You should be telling your kids and directing your kids and moving your kids out of the way. Because if not, sooner or later, somebody, I'm not going to do it because I'm not getting into no knucklehead situation with nobody crazy kids. But what you need to do is you need to teach your kids some damn respect and get them out the way. You need to teach your children some respect, teach them how to act in public. Because if not, I mean, you can think it's cute all you want, but people looking at you and your kids like, y'all crazy. People, she not teaching her child how to act. She not teaching her child no respect. That's what they're saying to themselves. But the thing is, adults are children nowadays, so they don't care about that. You got babies having babies. People that are unfit to raise a child. I'm not saying they're unfit to be parents, but they're acting like they're unfit. They're acting like they don't know no better. They're unfit because they choosing to be unfit. They're not choosing to be a fit parent. They're probably a wonderful, amazing parent, but they're just not acting like one. And everybody else got to suffer because you really don't want to have no kids. And I could see it because that's how you acting. You acting like you don't want no damn kids. And you taking that out on everybody else who don't have none. And just because you see somebody that's grown and the same age as you without the same responsibility as you, you want to take that out on them. And that's not right. That's wrong. You don't take that out on somebody. We have a baby. I understand that, but y'all gotta you taking that out on me? Is that what you chose to do? What did you think was going to happen when y'all made passionate, sweet love 11:30 at night after Casamigos? After Henny on the rocks. All right, blame it on to this, blame it on to that. What did you think was going to happen? You thought you didn't wear no protection? What did you think was going to happen? You thought you were just going to pull out and everything was going to be all right? No. You made love and you made a love child. I hope you made a love child, because right now, when I see you and when I see certain people out in public, they're acting like they don't even want the kid. Excuse me, child. They're acting like I don't like that word kid. They're acting like they don't even want their child. A kid is a goat. You don't call your kid a goat. All right. They're acting like you don't call your child a goat. They're acting like they don't even want their children. But not to be on that deep. I may say kid again unconsciously, but I don't feel too good about that because the word kid to me has a bad connotation. It's like a bad vibration. People are like my kids. And I guess that's why it has a bad vibration, because people aren't like my kids. They're like my kids. And it's like, why put yourself in a situation to where you didn't even want to be? People didn't think. They thought that it was going to be all good. We just going to make love and we just going to have this baby and we ain't going to plan nothing out. We ain't going to make sure we got enough money first. We ain't going to make sure we financially stable first. You got to pay for this and pay for that, and you hardly got any money to yourself, so you uptight and you mad because all your money going to groceries and Lil John. You should have thought about that before you had him or her. Lil Johnisha. Shout out to Lil Johnisha. Shout out to Lil Janie Jane, okay? You should have thought about that. But you can't be mad at other people because they're walking around childless. You can't be mad at other. You know how many people run in front, almost ran me over with the damn stroller. Look at my family. What an amazing family. Y'all are beautiful. Y'all have an amazing family. Can you please not run me over with the stroller? And when I come behind you with my cart, can y'all not block the whole entire way? And when I wait for almost 5 minutes because you have a child and I see that you guys have a family and I'm being respectful, is it all right with you if you slide to the side because I'm by myself and I'm just trying to get by? Is that okay? I understand you have a family and I'm very respectful. And I see Mama Bear, I see Papa Bear, I see Baby Bear, and I even see little Baby Bear running around over there, and I'm keeping an eye on him for y'all because ain't nobody watching him. Rural angel chosen vessel stuff. All right, you don't know how many times I'm out and I'm looking over at somebody just waiting because the parents either like, or they're just doing whatever the heck they're doing, talking to this one or talking to that one. They ain't even watching their damn kid. And out the corner of my eye, I'm just like, yo, man, who's watching little homegirl over there? Who's watching little homeboy over there? He's just running around acting crazy. Are you paying attention to your child? And then when they get done talking, they looking this way and looking that way. They're not even keeping their eye on their damn child. You better watch your kids for somebody snatch them up. You taking the fact that you have a child for granted. I bet you wouldn't do that. Mommy. You don't know where he or she is at. I bet you wouldn't take it for granted when they go missing. God forbid. But you want to take them for granted because they're getting on your last nerve. You shouldn't have had them if they was going to get on your last nerve. You have a responsibility to handle as an adult and to take care of. You have some kids. Children, excuse me. You have children. You don't have that life no more where you can just go to the store and just talk to people and live your life. You don't have that. That's not your life no more. Stop making other people suffer because you upset and mad. Yeah, you got to watch that kid, your child. Yeah, you have to take care of them. That's what you signed up for. You're not alone no more. You're not by yourself no more. You got somebody that depends on you, and you need to act like it. Acting like you don't got nobody to watch when you do. What's wrong with you? Mad at somebody else. Like, how do you know that person don't want a family? How do you know that person's not planning it out? Like, you know how many people, I've no disrespect to nobody with family or kids or none of that. But it's like, you can't plan that out. Did you wear protection? No. Did you think about that before you had sex? No. You just can't plan those things out. Those things just happen. Bullshit stuff. It just don't just happen. You choose your partner. Y'all go get freaky, make love, have sex, and then you have a child. A baby is born. You chose to not wear protection or pull out or whatever method, and you chose to bring somebody into the world, man. There are people who plan things out. Don't hate on them. Don't be mad at them. You know, all glory be to God. You know, all glory to God. You know, praise God. Praise God. All right, but it's like, come on, man. Don't act like that. Just don't act like that. Don't be like that. Do not be like that. Just because you see somebody that is not in a relationship. All right. And people with relationships do this too. It's not just people who have kids, but that's a whole nother video. But when you have a child, right? I'm not coming on you because you had a child. I'm not coming at you because you had a child. But the fact that you act like somebody else is supposed to watch your kids, or somebody else is supposed to wait for you and your kids, like, you have to be a responsible parent and a respectable parent. And just because you have a child doesn't mean somebody else has to wait for you and your child. All right. Just because you have a family doesn't mean somebody has to wait for you and your child. You need to pull your family to the side like a respectable adult, like a respectable man or woman. Somebody's trying to get by. Excuse us. Step over, little John. Step over, little Janisha. Somebody's trying to get past. And it's like, I'm not being disrespectful, but when do you draw the line when people just blatantly disrespect you, and just because they have a family? And it's like, yo, I've had families rush out in front of me. It's like, yo, why? Like, it goes back to the whole chosen thing. It's like when you are single, and I'm not sure if this is chosen, or I'm not sure if this is just a single as an adult. But when you're by yourself and you don't have nobody attached to you, and you don't have nobody pulling on you, calling you mom and dad, society looks at you a little different, and they treat you a little different. It's like they will be angry at you. I done seen people who in their 30s do this, people who are in their 40s do this, young adult parents do this, older people do this with kids or whatever. So it's like, what's up with this? Society just hates young single men and women because we're by ourselves. If y'all wanted to be by yourselves that bad, why would you get together with somebody? If y'all didn't want a family that bad, why would you start one? You chose to do that. You chose to lay down and create. You chose that. That was your choice. Why? You cannot now be mad at other people because you see them enjoying the life that they have. You should be enjoying your life as a family person. If you weren't ready, you should have waited, or you should have prepared. You can't take that out on me or anybody else for that matter. That's not right. So you like parents need to be parents, and you need to watch your child, and you need to protect your child. You need to be paying attention to your child and not paying attention to that damn phone. All right. A lot of parents are more paying attention to their phone than they're paying attention to their child. You cannot do both. You have to pay attention to your child. All right. If you're not even on your phone for like business purposes or anything to where you can make your family more money, what are you really on there for? You telling me you like Instagram more than your child? You like Facebook more than your child? Facebook more than your child. Instagram more than your child. You telling Instagram is more important than your kid, your child. That's what you're telling me right now. Your kids are wondering why. This is why children aren't respecting their parents, because their parents are more addicted to the phone than they are wanting to raise a child and be a parent. These kids aren't going to listen to you when all they see you do is be on your phone. That's why they be taking the phones from you. The little babies running around with the phone instead of worrying about the child. You worrying about the baby bringing your phone back. You don't think the baby, even though a baby's a baby, you don't think they see you paying attention to the phone more than them? That's why they run around and take it from you. Them little babies ain't stupid. Babies aren't as dumb as people think they are. Babies aren't dumb, period. There's some babies out here that got more common sense than grown people. Minds all fresh and new. Eyes all good and clear. They thinking that it's just because it's a baby and it can't speak and communicate with you doesn't mean it's still not communicating with you. People are paying attention more to the TV, their electronics, and whatever else than they are their children. And it's sad. It is what it is. But you have a responsibility. You have to take care of that child. You have to raise that child up. You have to teach that child. You have to be with that child. That's now what you are, a parent. Most of your time is now going to be raising that child. Yes, you're going to have time to yourself, but that's when you take a break and you let the grandparents watch them. You don't just not watch your kid because you need a break. I need a break. You going to not pay attention to your child out in public or around the house? I understand people need a break. I understand people are working. People got jobs. And it's like you come home, you got to take care of your kid. That's your second job. I understand all of that. But that's why you need financial freedom. That's why you need to listen to my videos when I tell you to punch your own clock instead of punching their clock. You punch their clock, your life is going to suck. You're just going to be able to take care of the bare minimum, and you're going to hate your life, and you're going to be living in hell because you got to keep going back there the next day, and you don't have anything to take your mind off of the negatives of that job or the ills, how you feel about it, and you don't have no outlook or for a bright future for yourself except working at this job until you retire or stop working. And it doesn't have to be that way. Financial freedom is for you. Wealth is for you. People be taking a dump on me and laughing at me and making fun of me when I say you can be rich. But instead of them accepting that, they rather just stay stuck in their old negative outlook on life and their negative thinking and think that they can't get out of this situation just because they're in it. That's the matrix for you. They make you think. They give you so much work. They stress you out with your job so you can't even think straight. They know you have a family to take care of. They know you got bills to pay. They know people are stressed out. It was made like this to be on purpose to keep you stuck. They don't want people to break out of that. But you can break out of that. You have to use your mind. You have to find something that you're good at. You sell some cakes, some pies. You sell some platters. You cook some fried fish. You do hair. You do nails. You fix cars, whatever you got to do. You use your mind and you use your brain to create more time for you and your family. That way y'all can go on vacation. That way you can pay grandma $1,000 a babysit or $500 a baby, whatever, how much money. You can pay somebody to babysit. You guys could go out and have mommy daddy night, whatever y'all want to do. You need to be creating more income. That's why people are so stressed up. That's why marriages fail. That's why people fail. That's why people are unhappy and upset because they don't have enough of this. And people talk about not having money and stuff like that, but you need money. You need money for every damn thing. And you need to be working on yourself and making your life better for you and your family and your kids. And you can do it. There's nothing that you can't do. Just because you have a family doesn't mean you can't create something and start something and do something and have something and be something. If anything, that should motivate you more than anything. You got to dig deep and find it. That's what God is for. That's what the source is for. The source is there to make you have energy when you don't have none. God is there to help you create a way when there is no way. People just, oh, God, no, Jesus. People want to mock you for that stuff, but those are just stupid people, man. Anybody mocking somebody for God or the Lord is just stupid. Don't be ashamed for God. Don't be ashamed for Christ. These people out here are just dumb if they're ashamed, or they want you to be ashamed, or they want you to feel some type of way. You know how many people that lately I done heard when I'm standing in line to go get something? Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Well, when my life is better than yours, you're going to be calling on him, all right? When I'm on the beach chilling, laid back, relaxing, all cool, playing some b-ball outside of the school, you damn sure going to be calling on some God and some Christ and some Jesus. You're going to be like, Jesus, please help me do what you helped him do. You got to stay down until you get up, and you got to keep working on yourself, man. It may be harder because you have kids. You may not have as much time because you have kids. 15 minutes a day, you know how much you'll get done in a month? 15 minutes a day, you know how much you'll get done in a year if you stay consistent? If a half hour a day, an hour, you telling me you ain't got an hour a day? Baby, watch the kids. I got to go do this. I need an hour. I need to hit the gym. I need to get my mind right. I need to learn these stocks. I need to learn this how to repair these cars for this side hustle. I need to learn how to do this. I need to go to night school to be a barber so I can make some extra money so I can cut the kids' hair. We don't got to pay for haircuts. Your mind should be working instead of just stressing and being upset and giving the hell up. You have a mind and you need to work your mind. Stop giving up and stop giving in just because stuff ain't how you want it to be. Nobody's life is how they want it to be before they make it to where they want to be. People make it through all kinds of things. There was somebody in jail that made it out because they were a painter. There's people that was locked up in jail that told they had this 40 years, 50, they thought of a genius idea to make some money, create a way for them to have income, even though while they was locked up, they didn't just say, you know what, this is it. They said, you know what? I got all this time in here to think. Shit, I'm using my mind and I'm going to turn my life into something even as a prisoner. And they still, because it's people in jail becoming millionaires. They got less access to stuff than you. All they have is more access to time. But considering what they're having to go through in there, and they could still turn their life into something, you telling me just because you got a family or a job or this or that, you can't do it? You know you can do it. You can't give up on life just because things aren't the way you want them to be. You've got to stay motivated. You have to. All right? You have to stay motivated. You have to make your life better for you, yourself, your children, and your family. That's what you got to do. All right? That way you won't be all uptight and angry out in public. Which is like you can't even enjoy your family. People be all uptight. They be faking it. Yeah, we're happy. Look at us. Mm-hmm. No, y'all not. Anybody that's real can see y'all really not. Y'all hurting just like everybody else is. But you have to work towards not hurting. Just because you're down doesn't mean you're going to be down forever. Just because things aren't going the way you want them to go doesn't mean they're going to be like that forever. I know it's going to be some people upset, mad, and angry at this video, but this is the honest to God truth. Whatever you're going through, whatever situation you're in, it doesn't matter what you got going on, how many kids you got. You could change it and make it better. If you got 12 kids and you single and you a baby mama, guess what? You are a baby expert. You need to make yourself a daycare. You are a child care expert, taking care of all them kids. You are a child care expert. You always could take a negative situation when you pray to God, think hard enough, ask God for a solution, be humble, and wait on the Lord, all right, and know that everything you need comes with speed, and God will be there for you no matter what you're going through. It's going to be a way made for you. You have to open up your mind and make that way and make your mind accessible to the way. You cut yourself off with the can'ts and the I can't and it won't or it's not going to be or I'll never. You cutting yourself off. You can't I never yourself just because you got a family. You're doing them kids a disservice. You're doing your wife a disservice. You're doing your husband a disservice. You're doing your family a disservice. You should be wanting better for you, yourself, and all of them. And not letting that stop you. If anything, you should have more motivation than anybody. You got something to do it for. There's so many people that's not doing something right now because they don't have no reason why. You have a reason why. Y'all don't want to struggle no more. Y'all don't want to suffer no more. Y'all don't want money to be tight no more. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be Donald Trump for your money not to be tight. You don't have to be a politician or some singer or some rapper or somebody on Instagram showing a whole bunch of money or jewelry or a nice house for your money to not be tight. You just got to use this and figure something out. You got to holler at somebody, whether you got to get a mentorship, whether you got to take a class, whether you got to learn something so you can earn something. There's a million ways to get it. You just have to do something to get it, and you can't be too tired because of this or that. You can't make excuses. I don't have no kids. I know it's draining. I know it's tiring. I know you got a lot to deal with, but you have to do it. You have to do it. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash that like button. Smash that share button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. We out.